Hi, welcome to the channel. Today I'm reviewing The Night Clerk. So, The Night Clerk is a 2020 suspense and thriller film directed by Michael Christopher and starring Ty Sheridan, Ana de Armas, John Leguizamo, and Helen Hunt, who I haven't seen since, I think, Mad About You. Or Castaway. Anyway, the film is about the titular night clerk, played by Ty Sheridan, who is a 23-year-old employee of a small hotel, much like a Comfort Inn or a Best Western. He has Asperger's syndrome. So, the plot of the movie, spoilers, is that because he has so much trouble making connections with others due to his low-level autism, what he decides to do is to rig all of the guests' rooms with cameras and microphones so that he can review the social interactions of all the guests. When he goes home at night, he watches these videos and practices and mimics conversations that the guests have with themselves. Somehow, this helps him to develop his social skills. So, what a terrible plan, by the way. Does anybody think that that makes any sense? Why wouldn't a guy like that just watch television? But anyway, it's just a plot device to set up the fact that while reviewing the tapes one day, he witnesses a murder. So, there's your hook. And then he gets involved with John Leguizamo, who plays a local detective. His mother is played by Helen Hunt, who I mentioned before. And talking about the actors here, I think that that's the strongest part of this film. The script is terrible. There's no tension. There's no suspense. In a film that models itself after something like Rear Window, or even more recently, I don't know how recent this is, Disturbia. This is a type of movie to the point where it's almost a trope. You would think that it would have some tension or suspense, but it really doesn't at all. The film completely falls flat, and you're just sort of watching events unfold that aren't terribly interesting or exciting. Ty Sheridan actually gives a tremendous performance as a young man with Asperger's. It seems like he really went all out in trying to portray that, and it's a shame because the script and the direction does not serve him well. Also, Ana de Armas, who it seems like has been fantastic in everything recently, also gives a really strong performance. You might know her from Knives Out, where she played the nurse. She will be in No Time to Die, which is coming out soon. She was also in Knock Knock. I don't know if you've seen that movie starring Keanu Reeves, but horror and thriller fans should definitely check it out, if even just for a laugh, really. It's a fun film. She gives a good performance. Leguizamo is charismatic as usual. I think he just sort of plays himself, but it's fine. And Helen Hunt gives a strong performance as Ty Sheridan's mother. And all of these great performances are not served by the script at all. It's a boring, flat movie that ends in a really predictable way. There's even an attempt at making a sort of love story between Ana de Armas and Ty Sheridan, and it's so nonsensical and weak that it made me laugh. There was supposed to be this tender moment between the two of them, where he explains that his heart is broken, but they had maybe 2 or 3 social interactions before, and it's not earned. So the moments that are in the film are unearned, and then aside from that, everything else just sort of falls flat. So anyway, I didn't love it. Obviously, here the critics didn't love it either. It scored a 38% on the tomato meter on Rotten Tomatoes. So let's see what some of the critics had to say. Yeah, The Night Clerk is awful. I mean, it says it all. Not too many discernible thrills, Dennis Schwartz owes this movie world reviews. Ty Sheridan, in an unusual role, plays Bartwell as a tech-savvy young man with Asperger's syndrome. The young actor obviously studied well and is convincing, but is this film? Yeah, no, Ty does a great job, but it seems like nobody else was working as hard as he was behind the camera. I mean, it's difficult, if not impossible, to imagine a more tedious, tiresome, or lifeless attempt at a neo-noir thriller. Yeah, remember Brick with Joseph Gordon-Levitt, directed by Rian Johnson? There is a great neo-noir thriller. This is not that. It doesn't have any of the charm that film had, style, intelligence. So it was directed by Michael Christopher, and I was curious to see what he had directed before. He played the role of Philip Price on Mr. Robot. Now, I know that was a pretty popular show. Coincidentally, who is it? Rami Malek is also in No Time to Die with Ana de Armas. Anyway, let's see what else he's directed. He wrote a movie called Chuck, Eastwick, Georgia O'Keeffe, Original Sin, Gia. Oh, have you seen Gia? I think we've all seen Gia. But yeah, it doesn't seem like he's done much. So I guess, he's not used to directing. It's not a great film. I would not recommend it. Not even really for a lazy Sunday. If you've got nothing better to do, I would say take a nap. I give this film 4 out of 10 because of the performances. But that's it. So anyway, if you like this video, this is my first movie review. I have never done this before. This is a brand new YouTube channel, so I am trying to improve with every video. So please leave a comment. If you like, subscribe. If you don't like, tell me why. And I will work to make the channel better. So thank you, and have a great day.